In 1958, the next part of the story unfolds. This is when Dr. Charles Armeo Brusch of Cambridge, Massachusetts, is made aware of Rien. Dr. Brusch was a very well-respected and well-known medical doctor. He had degrees in surgery, internal medicine, obstetrics, and psychiatry. He was the co-founder of the first medical center in Cambridge, one of the largest clinics in the state. A many-faceted, very open-minded professional, he had interests in many fields, including herbal medicine. Dr. Brusch received several prestigious awards for his contributions, achievements, and service in the field of medicine. Dr. Brusch practiced medicine for 54 years, and during those years, many thousands of people went to him for help. Although Elaine Alexander herself does not enter this story until later on, she is probably the best person to tell you how he got involved with Rien Case. So let's hear what she has to say about that pivotal occasion.
It came about by a man traveling to New York City, and he went to see a publisher, and the publisher's name was Ralph Daig. He was the publisher of the biggest men's magazine called True. With him, he took a suitcase full of background material on Rien Case and what she'd done. He put the suitcase down on the publisher's desk, and he simply said, "You're in the publishing business. You should read this, and you should do something about it." And then he left. So the publisher and a friend of his, who was a scientist, started going through this information that was in the suitcase, and they couldn't believe what they were reading. So they made a little trip to Bracebridge. They looked up Rien. They interviewed her. They found some doctors that had known Rien. They found that it was not a fraud. And so they went back to New York, and they thought, what on earth can we do with this? How can we ever get this out? One of them heard of Dr. Charles A. Brusch with the Brusch Medical Clinic, because he had one of the biggest clinics in the state of Massachusetts. And President John Kennedy had laid the cornerstone of that clinic for Dr. Brusch. Dr. Brusch, he was the private physician of John Kennedy and had been a longtime friend of President Kennedy. And he made a call to Dr. Brusch, and Dr. Brusch listened to what he had to say. And he said, well, you know, I have a hobby of herbs. Indeed, I do know about herbs. So that was enough for Ralph Daig. He got Rien and Dr. Brusch together. Dr. Brusch brought Rien Case down to the clinic in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and he gave her 3 rooms and the use of a laboratory, and he set her up in a hotel. He picked up all her costs because she had no money at all.